It's just a palm-sized book. So this is the smallest book I have ever seen, and it just fits your palm. And reading the book itself is also very magical. It's like you read a chapter in the morning when you get up, and just practice that chapter throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, ask yourself that have you become really a people magnet or not? And after some day, you'll start becoming that way. So you discover that yes, you are already a people magnet, but not kind of people that you are magnetically attracting, the kind of people you want to attract. So this book tells us actually that it's not a question whether you're a people magnet or not. Even a beggar is also a people magnet. The point is what kind of people you are attracting. That matters. So I always shared this story 35 years ago, 36 years ago. There was a gentleman, he was standing at the back of a hall where a gentleman was talking about life skills. And this gentleman was Jim Brown, who was talking about life skills. And the guy that I'm talking about, he was 18, 19 years young at that point of time, not much educated. In fact, not educated, in fact. Education के नाम पे उसके पास कुछ नहीं था उस time, and he was 19 that time. So he was listening to the whole session for 3 hours, and then he went up to this gentleman and said that I cannot afford to pay you, so I cannot join your training sessions which is starting after 4 weeks. However, I can promise you if you allow me to take the session, if you allow me to attend the session, your 3 days session, and after I learn from your session, I will generate the money and I'll give you fees. So Jim Rohn said that, see, you can still do that. You don't need to wait for 28 plus 3 more days to pay me. It's only a matter of the kind of people that you are spending your time with, and you are the average of them. So he said, you are average of 5 people you spend most of your time with. So the message was very, very clear. You have 28 days. You change your company, change the people you are spending your time with, raise the money, pay me, and join my training. That was the message. And this 19-year young guy became very, very famous in the training industry. And his name is Tony Robbins.
Oh.
So that's the story of Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins has only one answer to all your challenges. He said that in whichever area in your life, whichever area, getting from a job to getting married, he said, if you want to get the results that you want desire for yourself, change your company. You are the average of 5 people who you spend most of your time with in any area of your life. So it's a very powerful way of living your life. So it can be 5 people, it can be even 5 WhatsApp groups. So you need to choose the kind of people you want to create the company with, so that the results that you're looking forward to becomes not just a burning desire, but also a magnetic desire for yourself. Now, this book is something like that. It says when you read the books, it hardly takes 5 minutes to read a chapter, but sometimes it takes more than 50 years just to get the message which is there in those 5 minute chapter. Many of us already 50 plus, yet we are reading this book written by somebody who is only 3 years younger to me right now. So the world, the earth travel around the sun close to 56 times ever since I landed on this planet. And Mark Richter he is 49, sorry, he is 53 now. Okay, 52, 53, something like that. And he wrote this book when he was 40, 47, I believe. But this book came in 2018. So let me summarize what this book is talking about up to chapter 27. So this book has nine parts. Each part has 9 chapters. The ninth part has only 8 chapters. kind of. So there are total 62 chapters. In fact, introduction itself is a chapter, so that way there are 63 chapters. So this is a book which can transform you in 63 days if you are willing to read one chapter every day, apply it throughout the day, and be consciously aware and consciously connected. Wow, how much you are growing. So human connection begins with understanding. Human connection begins with understanding. In part one, first thing first, Mark Ricklow reminds us that people crave recognition, they crave respect, they crave appreciation. Three things. Every human being does that. They crave recognition, respect, and appreciation. The most important subject in any conversation is them, their life, their ideas, and their feelings. When we make others feel important, agree instead of argue, and focus on what they want, not what we want, we create instant likability. First impressions matter. So, showing warmth, confidence, and genuine interest builds connection quickly. Developing an attractive personality means being kind, approachable, and open while mastering the art of connecting by, yeah, sorry, the mastering the art of connecting by listening, smiling, and engaging with empathy. In part two, which is about communicate effectively, Reclo highlights listening as the foundation of influence. People don't want to be talked at, they want to be heard. By active listening and respecting others' opinions, we build trust. Influence it isn't manipulation, it's aligning with people's needs and helping them say yes naturally. Authenticity and transparency make us magnetic, while over talking and pushing opinions drive people away. Effective communication is less about speaking and more about understanding. The greatest mistake to avoid is criticizing or belittling. Belittling. Nothing kills relationships faster. Then the part three, which is about basic rules, which we read last week, focuses on timeless principles of decency. Gratitude, humility, and kindness never go out of style. Saying thank you, admitting mistakes, forgiving others, and keeping promises strengthen us and strengthen the trust between us, between people who we are connected with. Gossip, judgment, and adjustments erode it. Remembering names and treating others with the same respect we desire makes people feel valued and seen. Ultimately, Reclaw's message is simple yet profound. Master yourself, value others, and relationships will flourish. So, becoming a people magnet isn't about charm tricks. It's about genuine respect, kindness, and consistent positive behavior. When you lift others up, they will naturally be drawn to you. So, this is the summary of the first three parts of the book which we read so far. And we are reading 7 chapters every Sunday session so that we can work on those 7 chapters over the next 7 days and then come up and join the reading session again with our own experiences, thoughts, ideas. So we'll start in 7 minutes, and in these 7 minutes, let's have some feedback from each one of you that how you're finding the book. So 1 minute each, don't take more than 1 minute. Okay.
Shall I start?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
First of all, you are a gym ron for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The second is, at the end of each day, if we can have a feedback or how we have applied, it will help all of us. Thank you.
Yes, others, please go ahead proactively. Don't wait for anybody else to invite you and talk. Go ahead, go ahead.
Overall, this book lays down time-tested basic principles of influence itself. When someone a very old book by Dale Carnegie, which we used to read when I was probably in my early 20s, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So these are whatever he has written are basically, I think, time-tested principles, and with this experience, value addition is there in this content that he has given.
Very true, very true. Yes, others. Quickly, quickly. Manish, Prashant, Mangala ma'am, Pravina.
Today I'm going to read only. And I would love if you allow me to be the first one to read, as usual. Please.
Right, others.
This is my first uh, attendance for this one. So I haven't read this book at all. Yeah. So going forward, yeah, I will go through this book and share my views.
Good. I'm thinking of creating a course out of it. So I will charge everybody 100 rupees per chapter, and they will put, then we'll invite people to be into action, and then we'll see what happens. Brilliant. Okay, yeah, Manish, your point, and Pravina, are you reading this book or at all throughout the week, or you it's just like a Sunday reading and then forgetting it? What's happening?
No, actually, last week was fasting going on, so I have even missed the last Sunday session and not able to apply the things in class. Even now, I'm traveling on the way, so maybe my voice will be breaking. But one thing I observed during the first 2 weeks that many of the principles we are applying in our day-to-day life, and conscious application will definitely uh, improve our performance. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
so yeah, somebody wants to add.
And this is Manish here. Good morning. See, the thing is, what I relate is, as today morning also, a seed has the potential to grow to a full tree, right? So same way, we were born like a seed, which has the potential to become a full version of ourselves, like the whatever what we are supposed to become. So the point is that having that awareness and putting that awareness into practice on a daily basis with whatever potential you have. It doesn't matter from where you start. It's all about uh, just taking that action on the like whatever you are passionate about and just working on it on a daily basis. So if we do that, then uh, we have the potential to become what we are supposed to. So it's all about having that belief, accepting it, and taking action, and uh, and just doing it better every next time. The same thing Shah Rukh Khan says, it doesn't. Uh, See what happens, we think कि भाई ये होगा तो मैं ये करूंगा, ये होगा तो मैं ये करूंगा. नहीं. Whatever you have with you right now, just start with that, and you will find the way. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Manish. A wonderful sharing. So let's go ahead with the reading session.
Yeah. May I read the first one? Not can I, may I?
Yeah, so we are reading the chapter 4. This is the last chapter we did last week. So let's start with here. So this is about lead by example, and we'll start with chapter 28 and we'll continue till chapter 35.
Yeah.
We'll read.
Are we reading too many chapters in a day?
Yeah, the one chapter will take hardly about 5 minutes to read.
No. I mean, the discussion brings out thoughts, and reading just triggers thoughts.
Yeah, so what we are doing, we are reading first and then we are having the discussion.
Yeah, no doubt. But
That's
I
what.
personally think we are reading too many chapters in a day, which gives us less time to reflect on every issue or every aspect. This is my opinion. Okay. May I start?
Just a second, ma'am.
Okay. So may I start?
Yeah. Can I see everyone camera? Just for a minute. For a picture.
1 minute, hold on.
Okay.
Shivani is doing morning walk.
Yeah, that's what I do on her Saturday. Is
Secret of good health.
all right. Okay, okay. Yeah, Samita, would you mind on coming on camera before we start the session? All right. Okay, so everyone on camera, look at the camera. Ma'am, look at the camera. Mangala, ma'am, look at the camera. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Pinaki sir, in a very straightforward way, let me tell you, you make us smile, not just at the camera, but even in life.
जिंदगी में यही तो रह गए. All right, so
Mangla
let's go.
madam, I second it.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So let me just scroll up. This is where we started the day today. So here we go. So it's 7:28. We have 32 minutes with us. And we have 8 chapters. So we can invest 4 minutes on each chapter. So go ahead.
For me, the learning from this chapter was praise the activity, the work, not the person. In fact, in life, we end up actually praising the person. तूने बहुत अच्छा किया, अरे कमाल का किया तूने ऐसा. When I was reflecting on myself, I also realized that hardly ever, might be 20% of the time only actually praise the work there or the thing that is to be praised, and actually end up praising the person more often. So this is something we need to try out from today itself. Ki how do I look at the work differently, not the person? This is something I will really try from today itself.
Yeah. I really like this example. This is your work is excellent rather than telling that you are a great guy. Or like your art is simply beautiful rather than you are a good artist.
Yeah. Subconsciously, we end up doing the other way most of the time.
Very true. See, I have a suggestion here that when we are sharing our insights, so talk in first person singular number. It's like you talk about your experience, how you go through it. Like, for example, I can say, praising and acknowledging people has a remarkable side effect, and I'll just give it a shot. Or I find it earlier also that when I praise somebody or I acknowledge people, it always shows up a glitter in their eyes. You know? And you must be noticing this that both Mangala ma'am and Dr. Adukya, they are exceptionally good at this. Every opportunity, they do not miss this opportunity to praise somebody or to acknowledge somebody for his or her efforts to make things better. So I learned this thing from these two, I would say, great people on this earth, both Dr. Rajkumar and Mangala ma'am. Yes, Please go ahead, Dr. Rajkumar.
See, I'll share my personal observation. I gave an example of my housing society. So I visit the office every day and greet every employee. I saw for a few days some of the employees did not responded, and now I see a change. They seize an opportunity to greet me first before I greet them. So if we show kindness and respect to everyone, people are bound to change. It may take some time, but persistence is the key for that. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else would like to add to this?
All what we have been speaking here, I'm asking, does it boil down to good manners? Because we are a social being, and when we interact, we want positive results. To get these positive results, all these things which he has been speaking of in every chapter is nothing but boils down to good manners of interaction. There are different shades and aspects, but I think it boils down to good manners, and I think that's the summary of it. Am I right?
Yeah, it is a good point. If you like, again, as I said, that it's all about being consciously aware and staying consciously connected with whatever you're doing. So if you think that when you are doing certain things is not making somebody happy, it's just that point that you just catch yourself, oh my God, if I am not doing something which can make somebody happy, then the onus is on me. So let me see what is possible now and how I can change the situation, how I can create a new way of looking at the whole thing. So you are very right, Mangalaka. Thank you so much for sharing this point. All right, let's go to the next one, which is show everyone kindness and respect. And I would request everybody to just talk proactively and don't wait for anybody else to talk first.
Yeah.
मौका मिल रहा है, बात करो.
See, what I want to share on that is that, when we show everyone kind and respect, basically we elevate their emotions, our emotion and their emotions. And when you elevate the emotions, it's all about that frequency, emotion, and all that. So, when you elevate the emotion, the energy of the person become higher, and the person feels better, and that's how you attract better things in your life. So it's all about like attracts like. So when we show kindness and respect, the person also feel the same way, and it responds in the same manner. And that's how you elevate emotions and the frequencies and basically the energy of the universe. So I think showing kindness and respect is a responsibility of every human being, I will say, without any expectation from anybody. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great thought, great insight. Again, I will make a request. Speak in first person. Say that this is when I do, I see this happening. Instead of just saying that ऐसा करने से ऐसा होता है.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we are discussing insights here. So insights is all about my way of looking at things, the kind of experiences that I went through, the kind of experiences that I'm expecting. So if you share it from that perspective, you will notice the difference.
And one more
Yeah.
thing I want to add
I
is,
will give an example. I would just like to give an example of what I myself experienced this with a child. I'm not talking about adult. I'm talking about probably 8 or 9 year old boy who used to be my neighbor. Because he used to be very much, I used to be quite strict with him and I scold him whenever he may come to my house and put things here and there. It never worked. He would also be angry, very moody and all. They just by my relation with him became more like a real uncle, chacha, bhatija. Till that time, it was very. So that was a lesson for me a couple of decades back. इवन छोटा बच्चे के साथ भी ऐसा हो सकता है, एडल्ट भी ऐसा हो सकता है कि if you are to them, in spite of them being not.
Yeah, your voice is breaking, Sudarshan. We are missing you. All right. Anybody else? Just pick it. Just take it up.
Yeah, one more thing I want to add, which I feel very important, is that sometime out of anger or something, when I speak something, I will never do that, but just for the sake of sharing the thought, when I out of anger for a moment, if I say something bad to anybody, it has that lifelong consequences, because when I say something bad to anybody, a friend or anybody in the house or something, the it doesn't. I can say sorry also, but it doesn't get fully. It has so much emotional effect on the other person. So I strongly feel that showing kindness, respect, and not showing anger. Like every act should be a, you can say, act of kindness, basically. Yeah. Thank you.
Nicely put it, Manish. मेरे साथ तो ऐसा अक्सर होता है. Fantastic. Let's go to the next chapter, which is don't give direct orders, be more subtle.
Yeah. I can say that when you are talking to somebody, maybe let's say kid in the family or somebody in the office, sometime instead of I saying okay you do that or things like that, I should ask, would you like to do this, or I should invite him to give options and make him feel him open up, like what the person want to do, instead of me telling him that you do this and you do that. So, it will bring more creativity in the other person, and the person will feel more respected and kindness and things like that. So, the person will open his heart and he will do what he's most suitable for. Yeah, thank you.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Others, please put in
Yes,
your.
yeah, though I joined late, I was traveling, so though I joined late, but now this on this topic, I really wanted to share. When I was attending a workshop called as Nonviolent Communication, in that workshop, it was all about building a connection with the person. So when this topic came, don't give direct orders, and it really helped and changed my 360 degree perception about connecting with the people. So for example, it was a general conditioning of us, like, to just give orders to our kids, because we think our role as a superior parent, and if I give orders, so no matter, the child will do it, but there will be some kind of bitterness or disconnection within the child. Now, to understand from the child perspective, like for example, I came from outside shopping, and when I entered the house, my child was very busy in doing seeing a very a Netflix series or the documentary. It was not any kind of not any kind of a TV show. It was a very serious Netflix documentary, which had a very big moral behind that particular series. But I was so tired because of the whole day shopping, and as soon as I entered the house, I wanted my daughter to give me a glass of water, disconnecting her TV channel and serving me, because at that time that was my utmost need, or I had an expectations that I was carrying so many things. She should immediately see me take those things from my hand, serve me a glass of water, and then but I didn't know the intensity of what she was watching was more important for her. So instead of telling the child, go and bring water for me, or can't you see I'm so tired, like go and bring a glass of water for me. So that is a direct order, which for a momentary phase disconnect the child from the mother, because for the child that is also equally important. But the way you say, not in this sense of giving an order, but when you connect with in a different way of explanation, ki, hey, I just there was a really a tough day for me, a whole day, and I'm really really very tired. So could you help me in giving a glass of water? So when the child sees my tiredness and the way, the tonality, the way I'm speaking it, she immediately paused that Netflix documentary and serve a glass of water. But instead, if I just give the direct order, go and bring a glass of water, right? Then the child will say, hey, for you, even like, the order really attacks the child and it disturbs its flow. But when we are wanted to convey the person in a format of understanding her need also and explaining our need also, that is where we develop a subtle connection, and that connection is so beautiful, and especially for the Gen Z children, especially for the teenage children. And that day, that change in my tonality, or the change in the words which I was putting it, got a 360 degree shift. And now onwards also, when she comes from the college, and instead of asking why you are so upset, so the why question really attacks it. So if you ask the right kind of question, hey, would you like to tell me something more about it, what happened during your whole day? So the way we ask the question builds more connection rather than disconnection. So never give orders, understand the other person's need, and accordingly, as per the situation, if you can use that thing, it really work wonders, and magic and connection with the other person. That's all.
Beautifully summarized, Somita. In fact, and there's a science called ontology. It's called the science of being.
Okay.
And ontology, according to ontology, we are all 6-year-old child with only X years of experience. That's it. And by the time you and I reached our 6 years of age, we were become as mature as we are today. The only difference is that you only got some extra experience over the last so many years minus 6 years. So what you're pointing out, it is applicable to us even today when people treats us like they're that way. So that's why the point is that you praise others, praise for their work that they are doing, and don't do anything that can hurt them emotionally, physically, or mentally.
And sometimes what I learned in that workshop is praise is equal to criticism. And many few of us know about it, because, and I have just experienced this it because why it is so important to differentiate between your work and a person is because I have really experienced when my child was small and she was participating in all that Montessori programs. She loves to getting ready, and she used to get ready and she used to sit at the security place. After getting ready, she used to sit on the security place, and all the passers-by used to comment her, wow, you're looking so beautiful, such, because a small child है तो वैसे भी attractive, you're so beautiful, but you won't believe that beautiful word has become a dangerous word in her life. Now you say how? Because when a child grows up, she was expecting the same compliment again and again. And when people were not complimenting, she was started feeling that she is not good enough, or she is not beautiful enough. And that day my psychologist told me, she is a very great, highly experienced, and she conducts a parenting workshop, and she says, Somita, sometimes how now I understood. I was surprised why praise is equal to criticism. She told me that that kind of praise has shaped her character so deeply that now if people doesn't comment her that she is beautiful, she take it in another way, and she started using a negative self-talk. Now I'm not good enough, now I'm not no more beautiful, but the beauty is inside. That we all know it, the beauty is inside it. But when you distinguish a praise from the work to the person, um, from the child perspective, it really matters, because at the 6 years of age your identity is shaped, right? So she was holding such a big identity about herself that she is so beautiful. Then she later came to realization that it is a work which speaks louder than your beauty.
Thanks for sharing, Samita. Let's move to the next chapter, which is about believe in people's potential.
Over here, I would like to say that we do believe in people's potential, and that is what keeps an interaction or communication going, which is the first step to building a true relationship. Because relationship ultimately, whether it is with your customers, your colleagues, your employees, your boss, turns out to be the fundamental on the basis of which interaction and work potential increases. But we have to also be aware that no matter how high the pedestal be on which a person stands, because of knowledge, because of position, because of power, or because of money, these could be aspects which will take a person high up in society. So the pedestal is very high, but no matter what happens, gravity has its force, and it brings down people. So those who get carried away with success, is success going to be in your head or in your pocket? That, I think, would be the deciding factor. Thank you.
Wonderfully put. Yes. Who would like to add to this?
I would like to add, believing in not only in others' potentials, but in our own potential as well, because we never know. Everyone has infinite potential, and we never know which words, which thought can trigger, and that person gets activated and performs extraordinary tasks. So we never know. And yes, every individual has infinite potential, including myself.
Share your insights in first person. So this is what I did. This is what I saw.
Yes,
You know?
yes. So even I do not know uh, how much infinite potential I do have, and it can come out anytime with any trigger.
It's already coming out.
Yeah.
The best way to encourage, motivate, and inspire yourself as well as anybody is to speak in present continuous tense,
Right.
preferably preceded by first person singular number. That makes a huge difference. In fact, when you do that, you not only reprogram your mind, you also start rewiring your brain. It happens. You don't need to wait for it to happen. You can actually
Right.
create.
Right.
Like I do this, and if you notice that when I in any of my sessions, like even if you have noticed that when I take any trading sessions, I always start with we are going to have fun, and I will recommend each one of you to stay in the session for next 15-20 minutes. It's going to change your life altogether. You will have a kind of experience that you have never experienced before. Now, whatever I'm saying, it's actually going to happen anyway, whether you pay your attention or not. Because things
Right.
are, you are not the same person anymore who you were 20 minutes ago. A lot of
Right.
things have
Even
come.
a minute ago.
So
We are
that
changing every minute.
yeah, so that's the suggestion is that when you're sharing your insights, share it in first person, preferably
Right.
with present continuous tense.
Right.
Brilliant, good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Else would like to add to this before we go to the next chapter? Believe in people's potential so that people can be you also, by the way. All right. So there, here the author is talking about Pygmalion effect. Now, Pygmalion effect is basically it's as simple as that. That whatever you tell the other person, that person after some time starts becoming that way. It really doesn't matter that whether that person intelligent or not. And I have experienced it many times, including myself. You know, like when I take this Sunday morning session, so I am very clear that I will be there. I will be leading the session, and so before I join the session, I make sure that I read the chapters before others read the chapter in the session. I do some kind of summarization. I don't do it with my own thoughts and ideas. I use Chat GPT or I use any other GPTs. But I put the right prompts because I get the answer. When I get the answer, I don't like that answer. So I said, no, this is not what I wanted to say. So let me put the question in a different way. And every time I do that, I actually tell myself that I can do much better than whatever I'm doing right now. I can ask a much better question, the kind of question that I'm asking right now. I can get much better prompts. And imagine that it's all about asking questions. It's all about asking questions. So believe in people's potential, start with yourself. So I always start with myself. I look at myself that am I believing in my own potential? Forget about expecting or believing in others' potential. And the moment I do it, it starts creating a different way, or altogether different way of looking at things. You know, beautifully summarized. Remember that the Pygmalion effect can happen anywhere. The expectations you have about your co-workers, your children, your friends, and spouse, whether or not they are ever mentioned, can turn that expectation into reality. You know, ये रामायण की कथा कैसे बना था? So Valmiki was a dacoit. He was not a author. He was not a saint or anything. So he got this sense that yes, I can also do something good in life. Now every time he wanted to say Ram, he couldn't say Ram. उसके मुंह से ना निकल रहा था मरा. But that is the kind of activity he was into. That was the kind of profession for him. Killing people, hurting people. So he couldn't say Ram, he was only saying Mara. So then somebody told him that okay, ठीक है आप मरा ही बोलो, लेकिन मरा continuously बोलते रहो. And then you see what happens. So he started saying Mara, 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 करते करते Ram, 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 Ram निकलना शुरू हो गया. So this be an example is like that. You know, you become the example who you want to become. So I always look forward to become the example that I want to become. In all my training sessions, I train people on only those things which I have done myself in my own life, in my own career. I do not say anything which I have never done. Or even if I wanted to say something new, I practice it at least for 7 days, 10 days, for 2 weeks, a month, and to see exactly whether it is working like that or not. And that allows me to put myself in front of others, and others sometimes I even ask in my sessions that do you think that I also do this? Do you think that जो मैं आपको करने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ मैंने ऐसा already कर चुका हूँ? मुझे लगता है देख के मेरे बातों से लगता है have I actually gone through that? So sometimes people say yes, sometimes they say no, sometimes they stay silent. Then I ask myself that if it is not showing up in the way I'm putting it together, then I haven't really worked on it the way it is I am supposed to do. So that's all about being an example from me. Like people tell my son to eat less sugar. So Gandhi didn't say anything because he used to eat a lot of sugar. So my mentor taught me something beautiful. You know? He said that preach when you reach. Preach when you reach. So you only talk about those people that you have actually done. Because तब क्या होगा ना तब आपको बना के कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Neither you need to tell lie. So even if you ask me 1 month later or 1 year later or maybe 10 years later कि आपने ऐसा कुछ बोला था. So if I have shared it from my own life and if it is a true incident, I will never forget it. I say, yeah, I remember. That this happened to me. I don't remember whether I told it to you or not, but yes, it happened to me. I remember. That's what being an example all about. Like read a book instead of reading your WhatsApp messages or mobile phone when you're sitting with the children. And then
Exactly similarly in corporate life.
yeah, anybody would like to add to this?
Yeah, I was saying that it works exactly similarly in corporate lives. See, for example, when I tell my team, कि ऐसा होना है, ये करना है, there might be 25-30% result. But when I lead the way and show that I am doing this and then ask them, ऐसा करना है हम लोगों को, this is the way direction and we have to go. When I am myself doing it, leading by example, the involvement of the people are far more higher. And then the output comes as far more different than what normally comes. It goes in line with the earlier one, order mat dena. Be an example, lead and show the way.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautifully summarized. Yeah. So anyone else like to add to this?
Yeah, there's a scientific concept of electromagnetic field, electric field, electromagnetic field. So when we are doing things in front of others, it has the energy that we create in our surrounding. And the person also feels that, okay, if somebody, see, the thing is, if somebody has done it before, and the person is saying that he's accompanying you, that I'll help you to do whatever. I have done it, and you can also do that. It raises your confidence, it raises your energy. So, and it is all about energy. Everything is energy. So, and when you carry that energy, then you carry those. You'll find the ideas. You'll find that motivation to get along, to get it done. Yeah. Thank you.
Say in first person, Manish. Always when you are in an insight sharing session, stay in first person. So जब मैं ऐसा करता हूँ मुझे ऐसा दिखता है, मुझे ऐसा महसूस होता है. Like whatever you said, the moment you make it a first person singular number incident, you'll start experiencing it, and that experience will show up even in your words, even if you can't see it. So always when you're sharing insights, share it in first person. Great. The next one is remaining humble. Hey, I want to ask all of you this question. Do you see me remaining humble when I kill any session?
Very much. Very much. Your voice
No.
itself shows your humbleness.
Well, because I see all others to be so humble that they rarely speak. तो मुझे उनको पूछना पड़ता है सर आप भी कुछ बोलो सर आप भी कुछ बोलो.
No, sir. I'm not humble. When my mood is, when overthinking goes, my tone will change into rough rudeness.
That's a different thing, na? But overthinking, okay, everybody, even my tone can change. I might not be humble when I'm stressed up very much and all. But what is
Ah,
the natural trait? What is a natural tendency, natural trait within you?
natural is humble.
Yeah, that is what, because of stress of life, sometimes we might lose our cool. So managing ourselves in that situation, हमको सीखना पड़ेगा, but होता नहीं है, whatever we say.
Yes.
Actually, it's very easy to catch yourself whether you're humble or not at any given point of time. It's just like observe that whatever you're doing or whatever you're saying. I'm telling you myself that what I do normally, I just check myself that as long as I'm not hurting anybody, physically, emotionally, or mentally, I think that I'm maintaining humbleness at that point of time.
So in
So
my case, if I
yeah,
am hurt, my humbleness will go into it.
yeah, quite likely,
Like
quite likely.
while to conversation, if somebody says something, that roller coaster of emotions, that the good manners, that thing vanishes, and only what is wrong that keeps rotating it in head.
Because
Till
you become
till
angry then. Na?
for me it happens. So sharing experience, this happens.
So I think it calls for action to being humble to myself also
Myself.
before showing it to others. है ना?
That will not
खुद
like
को
I should
चोट
wake up
पहुंचाने से
in the
पहले
morning.
खुद के साथ humble रहो.
Yes. That is very rare, sir. But I will try to do it.
Again, the best thing is, I was reading in a book that, to elevate your soul, you need to have 3 minutes of silence with yourself every day. And the thing is, the mind only works best when you are at peace.
Yeah,
When
same
you're at
first person. Same first person.
Yeah. So my mind works at best only when I'm in peace. So I need to be, peace is same as humble, right? So, and that is also connected to emotions. So everybody like to be, heard
I
in a
like
way. I like to be heard in a way that I find peace with myself and with other people. And the right way is to be humble. And the mind will work best when you are at peace. When I'm in humble.
I,
Okay.
my mind works best when I am at peace.
Yeah.
Another way of putting things when we read a book and we want to share from our own experiences. A very powerful way of doing it is by saying, I have observed.
I have.
I have observed. I have observed. But
Yeah,
or
yeah, I get
you
it.
can add
Thank
to
you.
this that recently I am observing. This is an even powerful way of putting it together, putting it straight. Like, because everything happening in your life is right now. It's not something which has happened in the past. Even when you're recalling the past, it is happening right now for you. Even that feelings of those experiences you are experiencing right now. It always works like that because you are only living in the now. So I am only living in the now. Every time I talk about any past incident, I'm experiencing that experience right now. I'm bringing the experience of that experience right now in my conversation, and I'm experiencing it. That's why I'm talking about that past. उसके साथ ऐसा हुआ, एक बार ऐसा हुआ, when I was this and when I was there, this is what happened. Whatever happened, you are experiencing it right now. So you are by default, whether you say or not. At least I can talk about myself. This is what I observe about myself, that whenever I am saying something, whenever I'm thinking something, I am actually saying or thinking which is happening in present continuous tense right now. It is not something which happened in the past or which is going to happen in the future. Right now. It's all right now by default. Whether I want it or not, it is still happening right now. Even if I'm worrying about something, I am worrying right now. It's yet to happen, but I'm worrying right now. It's not that I'm worrying in the future. Future is yet to come. Even if it has happened in the past, even if I'm saying I'm stressed, I'm experiencing that stress right now. You don't need to read a book to stay in the now. You are already in the now. At least I'm already in the now. That's what I observe. In fact, I'm observing right now that I'm right now. Whatever I'm saying, I'm experiencing it right now. Even I'm talking about being in the now right now, I'm actually being in the now right now. The point is, am I consciously aware and consciously connected with whatever happening with me right now? That's the key. That's the key. That's a being humble with myself is very, very important for me. Because I'm being humble with myself right now. Brilliant. Next, let's go to the next chapter. And we are almost at the end, right? So after remaining humble, we move to. So there are many ways to do that. But the best way to remain humble is to remain humble. 34. Let the other person come up with your idea. Oh, this is something I really. The way Mark has talked about is amazing. You will observe that when you are, at least let me tell it my way. So that's what I observe. So if I want somebody to say something, which I want to happen actually. So I ask the questions, which eventually leads to that answer. That's what coaching is all about. Coaching is all not about giving your suggestion or advice to anybody. कि आपको ये करना चाहिए, ये नहीं करना चाहिए. It's all about the asking the relevant questions so that that person connect to his or her own resources and come up with his or her own way of dealing with that situation. क्यों मेरे बोलने से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं उनको जो भी बताऊंगा that is based on my own experiences, my own resources. But the other person has to experience it with his or her own resources. Only and only then it's going to work for them. Otherwise, I have noticed that though I give advice to many people for many things, people don't follow. People don't follow because they are not able to connect to their own resources based on whatever I advise them. So NLP says, don't advise, ask. And if you notice that Mark has used this word ASKING very strongly. He put it in all caps. ASKING. The easiest way to let the other person feel it was their idea is asking. Yeah, others, please add your points.
For me, it is something I need to actually practice and do it the way you just said it, to getting my idea out of others and getting them to say what I want to say is something I've not thought about consciously. So I need to read this chapter again and again, think about what you also just said now, and start probably practicing it. There is some skill I think I totally lack.
Yeah, can't agree. Yes, it takes practice. Take practice because we can sit with ourselves. In my case, when I'm an emotional wellness coach, so whenever any kind of emotion comes with me, I sit with myself and ask a relevant questions to myself. So suppose, for example, if an emotion of worry comes, so then ask yourself what this emotion is actually telling you. What this emotion is actually telling you, and step by step you can ask the questions to yourself, and there are certain formats which you will also get it. So what are you feeling, why are you feeling, and what you can do about it, right? So instead of like I was just hearing Preeti, like she was saying overthinking. So instead of overthinking, it's nothing but thinking a same thought again and again. So just so what is like when you journal it down, when you ask yourself right question, you become the coach for yourself. So asking a right question is the key to get connected with our source. So you have to sit with it, and it requires practice. We all were
Yeah.
exactly in the same plane, what Pinaki said, being an advisory, but that disconnect us from ourselves, and that disconnect us from the other person. But coaching is all about, asking yourself, and our brain is a supercomputer. That is a super engine, just like any other Google. So um, before asking ChatGPT or Google, just take a time and sit with yourself and ask yourself the right question whenever you come across to any kind of emotion. It could be a fear, worry, anxiety, stress, whatever. What exactly I'm feeling? Use the right vocabulary. What is the intensity of your emotion? Then label your emotion, give that a name. What is the source? And what are your thoughts behind those? And how this is how a step by step process where you can keep asking question first to yourself, and when you have a good practice with yourself, similarly you can help others to take their opinion by asking them a right question before judging them, or before putting your advice. Because yes, I too agree with Pinaki, advice doesn't work.
I completely agree with you, Somita, because I have observed myself that whatever you are saying, when I also do exactly the same thing, it really works in my favor. Yeah, Sudarshan, you want to take something?
No, what he just said was exactly right. Advice, just advising, वो क्या बोलते हैं ना, there is a Hindi word. Like hear many of the colleagues in office saying, बहुत ज्ञान देते हैं. So rather than we should be doing it the other way, rather than giving just gyan to people.
Wonderful, beautiful. All right, and here we come to the last one, which is beyond time. Yeah, so beyond time.
Pinayak, sorry, I'm down with bad throat. So, be on time. Lot of times, we see people that, we have a meeting set up, a call,
I see
or
people.
sorry,
I see people. Say it in first person.
I see people. There is
I
a
see.
meeting.
Say it first person. Yeah.
Okay. Lot of times there is virtual meeting, there is in-person meeting, and people are running late and they don't even bother to inform. They feel ठीक है 15-20 मिनट लेट है दिल्ली का ट्रैफिक में तो people will understand. But people don't even have the courtesy of informing beforehand that they are running late, and they don't value time. Because जैसे I have stayed in Vietnam for 4-5 years, and when there was a time schedule that is set, with overseas clients or anybody, people ensure they are there even if they are running 2 minutes late. They will always inform. But unlike, we don't see that much in India. People are like, ठीक है ना 5 मिनट तो समझ जाएगा मैं लेट हो गया. So I think that is very, very important that you respect other person's time also and your time as well, because time is the key.
Absolutely. And whenever somebody talks all the not so good things about my own country, the first thing I ask myself that what I am doing. See, because I represent my country. So,
Over here, I would like to share a personal example, which would probably
just a sec, ma'am. Just a sec, ma'am. Instead of saying India में ऐसा होता है, Indians ऐसे होते हैं, India में मैंने ऐसा देखा है, India में लोग ये नहीं करते, वो नहीं करते. Replace all of them with what you do. Start with yourself.
Pinaki ji, I was a person, I was the same. I'll be very honest before. If I say 6 years before, I was the same. क्या हुआ 15-20 मिनट लेट है ट्रैफिक है everybody understands. But now I ensure any meeting I'm joining 2 minutes before. Let's say virtual meeting, there is some system glitch. So I have improved on myself. But what I was trying to elaborate is, like we see a lot of owners, okay, or the company owners. Not to compare again India versus any place. Okay, but they come to the offices at 11 o'clock. क्या हुआ मैं तो मालिक हूँ मैं 11 बजे आ रहा हूँ मेरे एम्प्लॉय 9 बजे आने चाहिए अगर even if they are 10-15 minutes late they will deduct their salary. Okay, but what I have seen, again I will say in Vietnam, कि अगर morning 7:30 is the time of office, the owners will reach office by 7:20, 7:25, because as you said, they believe that the discipline starts with you first. So I think I am also working on myself, and on the timing part, I have come a long way. Well, I ensure that I am in time for the meeting unless something happens, but otherwise I ensure that I am in time for meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, Mangalama, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I'd just like to say it's not you. You cannot control everything. Nothing is controllable. What we can control is only a small part of ourselves. Because sometimes you're dependent on others. Like I was doing
Same first person.
I was traveling to Delhi for the UPSC exam. I have passed the competitive exam, let me tell you. And when I was going there, the train was running 27 hours late. And I rang up the board, and you have a board, railway board. I rang them up, and they said, the senior person tells me, Madam, in India, ye chalta hai, chup baitho. And on the other hand, when I was traveling from Switzerland to France, because I had to take a flight back from Paris to Mumbai, over there, the train was running just 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late. And the driver was repeatedly apologizing. Sorry, sorry, sorry. the train is running 2 minutes late, but I assure you that when we will reach on time. So this accountability should be there. It's not just the attitude. It's not just consideration, accountability for someone who has paid. Because in their country, if the train runs late, they pay back the money, your ticket money. And the engine driver is held responsible. So what I'm trying to say, we talk just in terms of building an attitude. And attitude is one small part. Accountability to the public should be very relevant. You go abroad, if what shall I say, a red light is more time at the crossroads, and you contact the police and tell them, they rectify it. Over here, they tell us, usme kya hone wala hai? So we have not calculated, it's not just consideration, it is not just money, it is not just attitude. This accountability which I should have is lacking. And if we build this accountability, then it matters. See, even at the Wimbledon games, for all the taxpayers, they respect them by having a screen outside, because you are the one who runs the nation. The taxpayers are the ones. So this respect for others, not just in terms of time or money or building attitude, but this accountability which is there. I think if we build up accountability, then I think we can change the picture. Building ourselves only, I am good, is not sufficient. We have to move ahead with society.
Yeah, replace we with I. Say that I am doing this, I am being that this way.
That is not sufficient. That is not sufficient.
So somebody has to start it, right? So if you're
Yeah, but
expecting others to do it,
that number is so insignificant that unless we go move with the crowd, the society is not going to change.
that's why
Yeah,
that's
it
why the
doesn't
starting
suffice
point
by
is I.
saying I am doing it. No,
The starting point is I.
no. That accountability has to be greater than the I.
Yeah, so where to start from?
No. You start with a big V, not just I.
Who can I expect in that V?
Yes, so you train the V and it
Who is
works.
in that list of V?
Yes.
Who is in that list of V?
Those who are like to build their mind, maybe your family members, your
Who
friends,
are
your
those people?
society,
Who
your
are
club
those people?
members. I
Who are
think this way, and so I'm sharing it. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. So this is the like in neurolinguistic programming, the first belief of excellence says that every human being has a unique model of the world, and we must respect each other's model of the world. So whatever I'm saying is according to my model of the world. Whatever you are saying is according to your model of the world, and I respect that. And that's why I always ask myself that where should I start from? If I'm talking about we, उस we में मैं कहाँ हूँ? मैं शुरू में हूँ या एंड में हूँ? कि बाकी सब लोग आ जाएंगे, then I will be part of it and I will say we. That is the starting point. I have to ask myself, where is the starting point? शुरू कहाँ से करना है? If I am talking about being accountable, am I accountable? Am I accountable with myself? Forget about accountability with others. What is my contribution in making things happen? What is my contribution in changing the situation? What is my मैंने क्या contribute किया? मैं अभी क्या कर रहा हूँ? That is the question which matters. It's not what happened in the past. It's not what will happen in the future. What happened? What is actually happening is happening right now. Even ये thought भी मेरे दिमाग में अभी ही आ रहा है. Whatever I'm experiencing, whatever I'm feeling it right now. Even if I'm recalling past, I'm feeling it right now. Even if I'm recalling Vietnam or Sweden or Denmark or Norway, I'm experiencing right now. So the most important question is where I stand. मेरा role कहाँ पे है? मेरी responsibility कहाँ पे? What is that one thing that I am doing और कोई करे ना करे?
सुनो, अब इसको थोड़ा करके छोड़ दो, फिर बाकी कल कर लेंगे, ना?
So wonderful session, by the way. These morning Sunday morning sessions are the most precious sessions for me every week. So Sunday starts my week. I don't start my week on Monday. And I just want to thank each one of you to be there, to share your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, and the kind of conversation that we are having. It is phenomenal. Like Mangala ma'am, when you say we, you have at least 8 more us with you. It's not that you alone or you're looking for people who are going to be with you. At least remaining 8, we are all listening to you and we are committed कि अच्छा चलो अगर मंगला मैम ऐसा सोच रहे तो हम भी ऐसा कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो हम यहाँ पे किस लिए बैठे हैं, सिर्फ एक किताब पढ़ने के लिए थोड़ी बैठे हैं. And the same kind of thought I also carry with myself, that I know that every word that I speak here and whoever is sitting here or listening to me, even watching the recordings, they are listening to me. So how I am contributing in their life, even if I'm speaking for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. और जो भी मैं कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा हूँ, क्या वाकई में अपने लिए भी कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा हूँ वैसा? That is the most important question that you and I are supposed to ask us. It's not the right question, but the relevant questions that matter. Right questions can be, what is your name or where are you from? So those are not the questions that can make a change, that make a difference. To make a difference, you have to become really a MAD, M-A-D, make a difference. So you need to become that. I observe myself that when I am in that mad state, there's a possibility I can make a difference in others' life, because I'm making a difference to myself also, consciously. So I just want to thank each one of you to becoming my world. You know, मुझे भरोसा मिलता है कि चलो अगर मैं जो कर रहा हूँ वो मैं 10 लोगों के साथ बोलता हूँ और उनमें से आप लोग हैं, so chances are very high that probably you will also find it interesting, encouraging, and motivating for yourself. And together we can create a new India. We are creating a new India anyway. You know, see, अभी तो पूरा नया इंडिया बन ही रहा. 50% tariff, and we are creating a new India. You know, 5 years India will be the 3rd largest economy. उसमें किन लोगों का कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा? आप जैसे मेरे जैसे लोगों का कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा, तभी तो जाके बनेगा. जिनका कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं रहेगा, क्या बात उनके बारे में बात करने की क्या जरूरत है? 160 crore, maybe hardly 1% will contribute to make India 3rd largest economy. Why not I become that 1%? Out of 100 or maybe out of 1,000, I am the one. If it is 0.1%, out of those 1,000, I am the one. I am representing my country. So it really doesn't matter what people in India think. What matters, what I think. I as an Indian, what I think, that matters. All the markets all over the world are volatile right now. Only Indian markets are thriving. See the amount of investments that are coming in. People are investing in mutual funds. The numbers are speaking. है ना? इंडिया में लोग इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते, अरे अभी कर रहे हैं ना. So be proud of your country. It really doesn't matter what other Indians are doing. What matters is what I am doing. What I am doing as an Indian. मैं ऐसा क्या कर रहा हूँ so that I feel proud about talking about my country, my countrymen. Think about it. At least I am proud of my countrymen because you are making me proud. You are making me feel that I matter to you. ये कितना बड़ा गिफ्ट है, आप लोगों को कोई आइडिया नहीं. You have no idea how you are showering your love and blessings on me by just being in the session. अपना सारा काम छोड़ के मेरे साथ इस सेशन में बैठे. We are the same Indians, and I am proud to be an Indian like you and me.
Over here, I would like to contribute and say that the Canadian government, I'm being humble, but this is my group where I share my deepest thoughts. And let me say, what is an example of pride? I have been very much in the West. I've taught there, I've learned there, I've been on several times on scholarships. So it was a great honor, all those things apart. But the Canadian government, about 20 years ago, when visas were not very common, citizenship was not common, they had offered me, can you come and settle in my country? And who was it? It was the ambassador of Canada who was in India. So his word was final. I had met him somewhere and successive times, and he offered me, and I said, no, thank you. And he was stunned. He said, "This is the first time I'm offering somebody, and I can't imagine how somebody says no." I said, "No, I love my country. I see the good aspects of my country. I do notice, observe, and mention the bad aspects, but my love for my country is stronger than anything else, and I don't want to come to your country." And he was just, it was more an insult for him. He said, "Can you reconsider?" I said, "No, I don't want to reconsider." And this is as true as my name is Mangala Herkal. Thank you.
Absolutely, ma'am. You know, like, in fact, there is nothing bad about our country. It's only not so good and good. That's it. So we are always in the good zone.
No, I always feel I'm happy. I have good connections here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, my dear
Yeah.
angels.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.